Hey everybody, this is Rustin with Metalholic Magazine and Metal Nation Radio. And with us here, Mayhem Festival, Day 5, Boise, Idaho. A little 10 minutes of mayhem with Marcos Leal of Shattered Sun. I've been so amped to see you guys, you know, Marie from Adrenaline PR told me all about you guys, and then, you know, I saw you guys signed with, you know, the Breaking Bands thing, and I was really, this has got to be good if they're getting involved with all this stuff. So, but let's start at the top. Mayhem, first time for you guys, awesome sort of thing. What stood out the most for you guys so far?
Just the fans, you know what I mean? They're, just to see them kind of gravitating towards us, you know what I mean? The fan base was already growing before we got here, but, you know, this being our, you know, debut, you know, to Mayhem Fest, to see the fans' reactions of us, especially, you know, them coming out so early and hanging out with us in the heat. I mean, that's just keeping metal alive, you know what I mean? It's awesome to see.
Yeah, it was sort of a little disheartening when I showed up today. I'm like, normally it's packed here already, but it's just so hot today for Boise.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people are going, well, I don't know many of these bands, so we're just going to wait till Slayer and King Diamond come on. Yeah. And it's really a shame because there's so many great new bands out there, or some people didn't know, like Jungle Rot's been around for a while, but most people didn't know them, you know.
Yeah, and it's kind of, it sucks because I think the fans, and I think why Mayhem is doing this is for bands like us and, you know, the Sister Sins and Kissing Candace's, Feed of the Sharks. We're the next wave, you know what I mean? So, you know, hopefully one day, you know, we're coming back and we're headlining, you know, the second stage, or opening up the main stage one day. We can all dream, you know.
Yeah, they scaled it back a little bit this year. I mean, I've seen it 3-4 stages, so a little bit more intimate this year, if you can call that for a festival. But it was kind of fun watching the dynamic out there, because there's a few people up front, then you start playing, they're like, oh, I like this, and then start moving up.
And you know, we're used to that, man. You know, we just got off a tour where we had to like win fans in the first 10 seconds of a performance, so we're at home with that.
So, well, as you said, you've already done a lot of touring, spreading the word. Mayhem takes it all to a new level. But for those who are new to the band, give us a little backstory, maybe the Reader's Digest version or something.
Yeah, I'll make it real quick. You know, we're 6 small town guys from Alice, Texas. You know what I mean? We've been doing this since we were 11 years old. It's what we've always wanted to do, and we've been friends since we were kids too. You know what I mean? So there's been a lot of, you know, a really long road on, you know, how we got here, but the fact that the 6 of us from Alice, you know, are being able to do this as friends and really see, you know, things really open up for us, and see, you know, the long lines of fans that wait for us, you know, at the Colcock tent and our tent. You know, it's unreal, man. It's a dream come true.
So you guys really sort of tripled the buzz level surrounding the band when you signed with Breaking Bands. How did that sort of happen, and what did that mean for you guys? Man,
it was huge, because it was like, I shit you not, dude, spur of the moment, like stars aligned, right place, right time kind of story. You know, as a local band, we were looking to do anything to like get to the next level. So naturally, when you're doing that, somebody's gonna come and be like, hey, well, I can get you on this tour, give me $5,000-$6,000 or whatever. Well, we got hooked, and we got put on a tour, and you know, we got screwed over. We got stranded on the side of the road. But through that moment, and everybody saying like, man, you know, this isn't the path for us, you know what I mean? I made a friendship with Mike Sarkeesian from the headlining band, The Spine Shake. We just kind of kept in contact, and finally I went to him and said, hey, you know, what can we do? We have these new tracks, Hope Within Hatred. We have these new tracks. What can we do to get to the next level? It was like, I know this lady named Maria Ferrero. She owns Adrenaline PR. He was like, let me see if I can get you a PR deal. So it comes across her desk. She hears it. She loves it instantly. She calls us and says, you know, like, fuck the PR deal. Do you guys want a manager? And of course, at the time, we were like, yeah, what does that mean? And she was like, well, let me run it by my business associates, and then we'll call you back if we like it. So sure enough, later on that day, we get a call from Chuck Billy of Testament and Johnny Zazula, you know, Metallica, Anthrax, all those guys.
Megaforce Records back in the day.
Yeah, and they wanted to immediately fly down to Texas and you know, sign us. And it was kind of in the moment, we didn't really understand it, but like, it wasn't until they went public and we heard how many bands tried to get on, even bands that we idolize are trying to get on that. For us to be the first signees is huge. I like to say we're their diamond in the rough, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's big when you get that kind of attention, because that's the stuff that used to happen to bands. Doesn't happen to bands anymore.
That's why I'm saying it's kind of a Cinderella story, you know?
So Tell us a little bit about the band name Shattered Sun. Does it have some special significance? I'm sure the story's probably out there somewhere, but I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, no, it's actually, I think people look for this big, elaborate
symbolism,
story. It's nothing like that. Our guitarist, founding member Daniel, we were all big Unearth fans, him especially, Unearth from Boston.
Right.
He found the song Shattered by the Sun. He thought it was cool. Took out the Shattered Sun.
There you go.
And it's stuck ever since.
Nothing wrong with that. All right, so let's talk about the big thing, the new album, Hope Within Hatred. Tell us about the new record.
It's our greatest achievement as a band. You know what I mean? And it's, I describe it as, when you listen to it, it's 6, men kind of at a crossroads in their life. Are you going to, give this dream up and go into the oil fields, which that's what we do where we're from? Or are you going to give it one last swing and just all in, go for it? And we went into that album looking to attract a label and looking to attract management. Never did we think that it was going to actually happen. Yeah.
So, well, and you actually, that's what happened to one of your original long-standing members. He went to work in the oil fields.
Yeah.
That's how you got, it's Jesse, right? That's how you got.
No, actually Daniel.
Oh, I thought it was Jesse that joined the band after. Daniel.
Yeah, Jesse just joined the band, but Daniel's the founding member. It's all good.
This record is different from your EPs. Did you approach making Hope Within Hatred with a different mindset than you did the EPs?
Definitely. With the EPs, I see now that we've gotten signed, there's a lot of light on those EPs, but in all honesty, that was like our trial and error period. We were kids just trying to play for pizza and beer, you know what I mean? And, just the way to leave a footprint is to have some kind of music. So that's what we were doing. Just we record what we thought was cool, sell it for $3, $4, $5, and hopefully, we'd get a pitcher of beer and some pizza afterwards and hang with our friends. But on Hope Within Hatred, that was like the end of the line for us. It was like, this is it. We're gonna go spend for the next 40, 50 years of our lives on an oil rig if this doesn't work out. And it's just kind of the way it works down there, you know what I mean?
So is that sort of what Hope Within Hatred symbolizes for you guys?
A little bit. I think a lot of people told us we couldn't do it. A lot of people told us, we were never going to make anything of ourselves. And in that town and down there, the mindset's so small, And I tell people all the time is when you come out and you see stuff like this, it's unreal. It's something that, people of that small town can't really grasp. So we always knew we wanted this. So to explain that to people, they'd be like, you're never going to get there. Not from here, not from this town. And I think we're just the living embodiment of the American dream,
What part of Texas is Alice in?
Right next to Corpus Christi. It's South Texas.
Way down there.
We're about 3 hours from the border of Mexico.
Nice. All right, so now one of the things that I immediately noticed about you guys' music, a lot of bands write all, the heavy, dark, lyrical content and everything. You guys are very uplifting from what I got. Is that something you guys aim for? It's just naturally who you guys are? Or?
It's a little bit of both. A lot of it came from stereotypes from my hometown, you know what I mean? And just people thinking like, oh, we're a metal band, we don't have a message, you don't have anything to say, you know what I mean? Like, you're just screaming into the mic, you must be summoning Satan or something like that, you know what I mean? And to us, it was kind of just like, no, I do have something to say, and I do have a message, and, I'm going to show you that what I'm doing is meaningful, you know what I mean? And I went with the approach of, we're surrounded by the negativity and hate 24/7 in every single outlet, internet, social media. It's news. It's like they brainwash it into you to where people forget like to have a voice. People are easy to say, oh, what can I do?
Exactly.
What can I do? I'm just one person. Well, I mean, if you keep having that mentality, that's where they want you to go, So I just kind of wanted to put that message out, and I'm hoping, kids are kind of seeing it as an uplifting, positive kind of thing,
Well, it's like everybody approaches everything in this country like it's a sports thing, this is my favorite team, so I stand behind them no matter what. This is my political party. Doesn't matter how stupid they're acting, I stand behind them. And we do that with everything instead of going, wait a minute, I have a brain, I can think for myself.
Yeah.
How about if I do some research and figure out what really matters to me and who can help get us there?
Yeah.
But they get stuck in that rut. I was talking to Dave from Jungle Rot earlier. They got that new song, Paralyzed Prey.
Yeah.
And it's that sort of thing. It's like, we can't believe our government would ever do us wrong until it's too late.
Yeah.
you know, and we're headed down that path quickly.
Exactly, and to see it brainwashing the youth, you know what I mean, the next generation, that's the saddest part, you know what I mean? That's why I wanted to put that message out.
And our parents, or our parents' parents, depending on how young you are, they used to all dig into that stuff. They got involved with the political activism and everything. Yeah. Most kids these days, they just don't care. It's like, I play my Xbox and, you know, do this and do that, and they like just don't care.
Yeah, everything has to be so politically correct.
Yeah, there's that, you know, too, exactly.
Without offending somebody. And so, yeah, it's the world we live in, man, and, you know, everybody takes it their own way, but that's the way we kind of see it, you know.
All right, you mentioned it earlier. You've been doing a lot of touring. Chuck Billy, you guys actually got to tour with Testament and Exodus.
Oh, yeah.
Huge freaking tour.
That was our first.
What did you take away from that experience?
It was a lot of learning. It was a lot for us. You know, we knew from the second we got on that tour, of course, it was exciting.
Right.
But then it kind of sunk in like, whoa, like we're opening up for probably the heaviest tour of the year. Mm-hmm. Nobody knows us. And instantly there was the YouTube hate. Who the hell are these guys? But I think they put us on that tour to earn it. You know, we'd earned it all the way up to that point, and that was like, here it is, here you go. What are you gonna do? And we went out and killed it every single night. We learned from those guys every single day.
Nice. What's probably the biggest thing you learned?
Longevity. They are a band that we would sit back and watch after so we played 7:30, we're done. Yeah. So you'd watch them, their fans, and the generations of their fans, and you kind of just sit there as a young band like, man, I hope 30 years from now, you know, these kids are bringing their kids. And, you know, I saw it every single night. I saw Chuck go out there and just kind of surround himself in the fans, and just inspiring to see, man. All those guys they could have been the rock stars, but instead they chose to be our big brothers. So it was awesome.
And it shows the respect you guys are already getting for what you're doing, because it's not just all hype. Obviously there's respect for what you're doing, because you finish up Mayhem, you're going out with Soulfly, Soilwork, and Decapitated, another huge tour.
Yeah, that's huge. That's kind of one of those things where when it came across the desk in management, we kind of had to like pinch each other. We're like, dude, is this happening? Like, is this happening? And then like when it got announced, like all our friends from our hometown, dude, I stood in line with my friends to get back to the Primitive. You know what I mean? Like, to be rubbing elbows with, you know, your idols is, man, that's probably one of the best things that comes in what we're doing. You know?
Absolutely. All right, so before we get out of here, just for fun, the pointless question of the week. If you could take any one thing right now in this country or in this world that's pissing you off and just snap your fingers and it's gone, what would it be?
Illegal downloading of music. I know I'll probably catch some heat for this, but I really do believe that when bands break up, I don't think the fans kind of understand it. They think it's they're breaking up because they don't want to be together. No, it's they can't live. You know, they can't eat. They can't. It's to the point where it's like, I have to do something else with my life.
Right. Absolutely.
And I just, you know, growing up for me, I remember waiting in line for CDs. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That was so awesome. You know what I mean? And I think this generation is robbed of that. You know what I mean? And it sucks, but it's the world we live in. And,
yeah, I go back one generation further where we used to sit there with the double gatefold albums, reading the lyrics and all that stuff, and there was that connection to all of it. And they have been robbed. It's all one song, digital downloads, illegal download, and I feel bad for them because they're justifying what they're doing, and they don't really know better, in the sense that it's just there, it's free, why not just take it? And they don't see what it's doing to what they love, because you guys won't be around if they don't. And that's why so many bands are doing like Kickstarter and Indiegogo right now.
It's hard.
But the fans are showing up for those, and they're paying in advance, and you find out who the real fans are, and that may be the wave of the future for so many bands now.
I heard a quote the other day. Oh, it wasn't the other day. I mean, it was a while back, but I think somebody said, you know, they'll never. If it keeps going like this, we'll never know the next Metallica. We'll never know the next Beatles. We'll never know the next Kiss. Like, because you're robbing them of their future before they even start. So I think that's something that I hope changes. I really, really hope changes. But if it doesn't, hey, you know, we're still going to be here. We're still going to be pushing on and still playing these shows. And it's all about dedication.
Well, Marcos, it's an honor to get a chance to get to know you a little bit.
Yeah.